Yesterday is gone, so you only have the day. You wanna throw in the towel, you wanna low on your face. Seem like it's too much, you wanna walk away. But you gotta keep going, you gotta fight another day. Gotta keep on going,
Can't stop here.
you gotta keep on going.
Dry your
You
tears.
gotta keep on going, you gotta keep going, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? You already know who it is, man. It's your boy Alvin Lamb, aka Only One Lambo, aka Mr. Keep Going, and I'm excited about today, man. I'm excited about you joining the podcast. This number one, this episode number one, man, and I'm excited today. But hey, no more wasting time. Let's jump right in for real. Hey, real quick, I just want to talk about something, man. So I truly believe in talking about your everyday life. That's all you really need. Like, you can learn something from every day in your life. Every single day you can learn something. I think sometimes we think in the social media world that we need to look at, other people's lives and then we can learn something to hear what this person got to say. But I promise you, if you study your day to day, you will learn everything you need to know. Honestly. Like there's habits and things that we make every single day that make up our life. Like, our life is nothing but choices and decisions that we consistently make over time to get us in the spot that we're in. I promise you. That's the only thing different in life for everybody. The decisions you make. There's things that happen outside of your life that you have no, effect over, that you can't make change to or nothing. But it's how you react to those things that change the difference between every single person. I want to talk about a post, right? I want to talk about one of my viral posts, right? So it's the one where I say, when I'm talking about some people waking up and having a bad day. Like, some people just choose to wake up and have a bad day. Like, they just wake up like that. And some people wake up and they decide that they're going to have a good day. And I said in that post, like, sometimes you don't realize how much of a blessing it is to wake up until you know somebody who didn't. Because one thing I learned about life is we're impacted by things in our lives, and it causes us to change directions. You ever seen somebody like lose somebody close to them and how that plays an effect, a role on their life? Things happen in life that make us lose who we are, or it makes us and we come to a better place of who we are. But the decision at the end of the day is essentially yours. And basically what I wanted to get at is, there was some people, like, for real, like, really coming at me like, who are you to tell somebody who should be happy? Happy? Who am I to tell somebody that they should be happy? Who am I to tell somebody that you should wake up and feel blessed that you're here another day? I just thought to myself, do you know how crazy that sounds? There were people that came at me and was like, who are you to have the audacity to tell somebody to be happy? And I'm like, so you would rather me tell people to stay down, to stay depressed? You would rather me tell people it's okay? Like what kind of sense does that make? It's okay to be down? That's what you want to hear from me? That doesn't make any sense. But I came to the realization of, some people choose to be unhappy. Some people choose to stay unhappy. And every day you have to wake up and you have to make a decision. I'm going to be happy or not. But the decision is yours. And based on the decision that you decide, that's the way your day is going to go. Like, look, I can't make this up. Look, you have to decide to be happy. I had a lady talking to me, and she had some very valid things. She had some very valid things to say, and what she was saying was she had a condition, so many body issues, and one of her conditions was a mental condition that she wanted to be happy, but her condition was not allowing her to be happy. Look, I'm so real. I want to share something with y'all. 2020 was the most depressed year of my life. I can't make this up. It had nothing to do with COVID. Had nothing at all to do with COVID. 2020 was the most depressed year of my life. I had just turned 30. I was in Vegas depressed. I'm from Florida. I'm from Florida. I was in Vegas depressed at the age 30. I'm talking about, I'm with my wife. I'm supposed to be having a good time. But I'm depressed because I'm 30 and I'm looking back over my life and I'm like, what have I done with my life? What have I done with my life? And I beat myself up so much on it that I started to go in a deep state of depression, not realizing it. See, I had dealt so much with anxiety and a little depression before that, but then the depression hit different. And I noticed that this isn't regular depression, because this depression that I have is starting to make the chemicals in my body change and react in certain ways. Like at this time, it's hard for me to be happy. It's hard for me to find happiness. I'm literally depressed. I'm clinically depressed at this point, to where my doctor is trying to prescribe me medicine, to where the first time in my life I take a step to go see a therapist, because I knew that something had to change. Like, I'm just being real. Like, something had to change. Because I'm looking back over my life and I'm depressed because I thought I'd be here in life. I thought I'd be there. I had a midlife crisis at a young age. And this wasn't like no little boy depression. Like, it took me 1.5 years to get over this. But it taught me one thing. I promise you, it taught me one thing. Is that the only way I'm going to work towards getting over this is not no quick fix. Because I've built this up for so long. And now I have to make myself believe that it's okay to be where I'm at while I'm 30. And it's not like I was even in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lovely wife, two wonderful kids, a house, you know what I'm saying? A job, like a cars, like the American dream was nothing. But there was so much more that I wanted out of life. And I said, this ain't it. And I made myself believe that it was not it. Because my standards were set so high, because I've always been a big believer. But I realized one thing, though. Where I was at in life was because where I wanted to be out in life, I didn't put the work in. I'm just being real, bro. I can't make this up. I literally did not put the work in for what I said I wanted out of life. I thought that it would just magically appear because I've been through so much out of life, like God was just going to give it to me. Like God was just going, here you go, son. Like I see you've been through like so much in life. I'm just gonna give this to you. You don't deserve it because you haven't done anything to show that you earned it, because with what I gave you already, you have not been a good steward of. But here you go. Like, that's not how it works. Like, we want to skip levels in life, and that's not how it works. But to get back to what I was saying, I learned in order for me to get over that depression, I had to wake up every day and choose happiness and make myself truly believe I was happy. And it was tough at first because truthfully, I wasn't happy. I wasn't. Like, I was down. I was depressed. Like, I'm not where I want to be. But what I realized was I created this space in my own life for me to believe mentally. And now that's why I'm unhappy. Because I told myself I needed to be here, here, and here. And now that I'm not there, life is over. I made myself believe that. But once I started to look at life differently and say, you know what? Instead of saying why I'm not here now that I'm 30, why not change the narrative? Why not say, what about when I'm 40? What can I do now? And that's why I tell y'all all the time, what can you do now to change tomorrow? You can't cry about the day. Nothing will change. You can't cry about today. But what can I do now to change tomorrow? So I told myself at the age 30, what can I do to make the 40-year-old me proud? God willing, if I make it done. What can I do to make the 40-year-old me proud? I had to change the narrative. But I say all that to say to that woman that was telling me that, first of all, that's a condition. That's rough. That's not easy. Like, I'm not, like, but that's why I made that video. There's some people that there's not dealing with no conditions. They're waking up every day and choosing to be unhappy. As long as you choose to be unhappy, that's what you're going to be. As long as you choose to look for the bad in things, that's what you're going to see. You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. You got to choose to be happy. You got to choose that. It's a choice. It's a decision that got to be made. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to choose to be happy. Because it could have been a lot worse. There's people going through a lot worse that's still waking up every day and choosing to be happy. Like, you know how many homeless men I came across that decided that they was going to be happy, decided that they was going to be grateful, decided that they was going to be thankful, making a decision. And to that same lady that's struggling, to that man that I talked to that's struggling. Like, look. And when I say happy, like this one guy came at me, he was like, not everybody's in a chipper mood. I'm not talking about a chipper mood. You know how many people that's hurting? You know how many people in pain? You know how many people with suicidal thoughts that's faking a chipper mood? That seems as though they're in a chipper mood? I'm not talking about a chipper mood. I'm talking about to wake up and truly feel like, man, today is the day. I'm blessed. I woke up. And for that alone, I'm thankful. For that alone, I'm thankful. And I'm going to make today the best day of my life. And every day thereafter. Because I got dreams, I got visions, I got goals. And I got to keep pushing, no excuses. So that's for real. I want you to choose happiness. Because if you wake up and choose the other way, then that's what you're going to get out of it. Secondly, man, you got to be intentional. You got to be intentional about happiness, bro. Like, I don't think everybody ready for this one. Because we consume things on our daily lives that's inconsistent with the things we say we want out of life. I'm just being real, bro. Like, you have to understand, first of all, I need you to understand this. Words are powerful. Words are powerful. The things that you take in through words are powerful. Stop telling yourself it's different. Stop telling yourself that's not the case. I promise you. Listen to something over and over again and watch you start to adapt to those things that you're hearing. I had to cut off a lot of the music I was listening to. I'm just being real. It was inconsistent with where I'm trying to go in life. I'm trying to tell myself that I'm going to think positive. I'm going to have godly thoughts, that I want to go bigger and better places in my life. But the music that I was listening to was inconsistent with that. The things that I was taking in, the people I was hanging around, it was inconsistent with what I said I wanted out of life. And a lot of you are living lives inconsistent to what you say you want. There's some people you knew you should have cut off. You knew you should have cut off. But yet you still hanging around them because you keep making yourself believe that they're not playing an influence on your life. I'm just being real. Like, I got friends that every day I used to get up and get on the game. Just hop on the game. Like, knowing there's goals and things I want out of life. And my wife will always remind me, like, you said you wanted this out of life. But that's not consistent with the things that you're doing. Make sure what you say you want out of life is consistent. So if I want to be happy, if I desire to be happy, I'm going to make sure that the things that I consume on a daily basis, the things that I eat, like eating plays a role into happiness. We got comfort eating that we just eat to make us feel good. But sometimes what I learned even in my deepest depression is that some of the food that you take in can literally mess with the chemicals in your body to make you feel happy. But the things that you consume, whether it's physically, spiritually, mentally, like the things that you consume plays a role into how you feel. I'm just being like, it plays a role. Even to the stuff you watch on TV, it gets real. I'm just being real. Like, how committed you are to being happy. Like, what are you consuming? Who are you hanging around to being happy? Are you serious about your happiness? Are you serious? I'm not talking about the emotional feeling of happy, right? Where we just like, oh, today I'm happy. No, like I said, it's a decision. Like, it may not be things going my way today, but I'm still thankful. I'm still happy because I still have another day to keep fighting. It's a decision. And you have to be intentional about removing things out of your life that's inconsistent with that. You have to be intentional. Fight for your happiness. You got to fight for it. Are you willing to fight for your happiness? Like these are real things. Like the things that you support, the things that you back, like, are you willing to fight for your happiness? Are you who you say you are? That's the question. And when you get to that point, what I start to realize, when you fight for your happiness, Understand this. Understand this. Everybody need to understand this. All of us was made to reach somebody. All of us was made to reach somebody. That's why when you come across videos and you see people, they done made this and that money, and now they want to teach you how to do it. They're trying to build subscriptions. Yeah, of course they want to build subscription-based programs where they can continue to make money. But at the end of the day, we feel empty if we're not reaching somebody in some way. And however that looks. An artist feel empty if their music is not touching other people. Like a preacher feels empty if he's not preaching and touching the souls of men and women. Like we feel empty when we're not impacting somebody in some kind of way. It's different for everybody. But I say all that to say, I see people all the time, and I need you to listen to me and listen to me carefully. I see people all the time that, oh, I'm cutting this, I'm cutting everybody off. I'm not talking to everybody, fake everybody. Look. I need you to listen and listen to me carefully. If you had that mind frame, oh, everybody fake, everybody this, everybody that, I need you, it's either two things you're dealing with. I'm just gonna be real with you because nobody else might tell you this, or other people might tell you, you may not listen. It's two things you're dealing with. Either you're around a negative crowd, you came up in a negative environment, and it's a lot of negative people around you. Or two, you're the problem. Oh my goodness. I don't think y'all ready for this one. I'm just being real. I can't make this up. Either you're around a negative crowd, you came up in a negative environment, or two, you're the problem. And I promise you, you'll start to get further in life when you can be real with yourself. Like it's gonna hurt at first. It's gonna hurt, but if everywhere you go, there's always an issue. People are always fake. People are never loyal. Everywhere you go, either you attract that's what you're attracted to, and you always follow that kind of crowd, or you're the problem and you can't see it. Like one or the other, but both on you. I'm just being real, like both are on you. You either, that's what you're attracted to, or you exactly that person that you think everybody else is. So kill it with the cutting everybody off. But what can I do about myself to help me grow so I can make my own table and help others? You don't, okay, cut everybody else off. But what are you doing to grow? What are you doing to grow that you can get to a place where you can impact others? Because we was all made to reach one. At least one. We was all made to reach somebody, to touch somebody. I don't care if it's kids. I don't care who it is, but we was made to touch somebody. Nobody was made to come into this world alone and be no impact to nobody. That's not how we was made. And I say all that to say is, as you're seeking this, as you're learning to decide to be happy, you can reach back and help somebody come with you. Had somebody tell me on my page that, oh, instead of you telling people that they should be happy, maybe you should help them get there. I'm like, bro, did you even look at my page? I mean, did you even look at my page? Like my most viral video, I was telling people you doing good. Like you doing good. Like don't listen to what the haters gotta say. You doing good. Like stop focusing on everything that they gotta say. You doing good. Like stop comparing yourself to where others are at in life. Like you doing good. Stop allowing their narrative to be your life. They not you. You doing good. You straight. Keep growing. Not everybody grow at the same pace. Everybody compete with one another. You not compete with nobody but yourself. You doing good. You good. You all right. You got to believe that and know that. Keep going. And I say that to remind you. Just keep doing your thing. Keep going, but make sure you are who you say you are. Be happy. Decide to be happy. Decide to live life. Today is the day that you make a decision that life no longer happens to you. There's going to be things in life that happens to you that you have no control over. I get it. But you would no longer just live life, just living. Just going through the motions. But from here on out, after this podcast, you're going to make a decision. It's about making decisions. And I chose to make a decision this morning to wake up happy. I'm happy because I made a decision to be happy. Nothing else. Make a decision. You good, you straight. Let's make a decision. I appreciate y'all, man. This was the first podcast. Man, it's a blessing. It's really a blessing. Remember to make a decision. Don't forget, man, to follow me. Please follow. Click that subscribe button. If you listen from YouTube, click that subscribe button. Run it up, man. If you listen to whatever podcast you listen to, if you will, do me a favor, man. Please do me a favor. Not only subscribe to the podcast, but go and make a comment under. Come on, give me some, you know what I'm saying? Give me some good feedback. You know what I'm saying? No low stars. Like, let's not do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to grow, for real. I'm trying to grow. So please comment under, man. I thank you. I appreciate y'all for listening, man. I promise you there's going to be a whole lot more good content coming after this. But don't stop. Keep going. It's your boy, Alvin Lamb, a.k.a. Only One Lambo, a.k.a. Mr. Keep Going. And welcome to Keep Going, the podcast. I'm out.